Everybody, it's good to see you guys. Thank you. Welcome back to the family. I appreciate everybody who is joining right now. I'm sorry about the background right here. This is very strange background, by the way. Guys, this is not as I told you guys. I think you have seen. Yes. I think I should change. Do you guys think I should change the position? Do you think I should change the place I'm sitting right now? Because this is very strange background, by the way. I don't know. I'm in one of my friend's house, and I don't know who told him to put this background. To be honest, I have no idea. My friend is actually just here. That's why I'm laughing. I don't know who advised him to put this background inside the house because, man, it feels depressed. Like it's depressing looking at this. No, no, guys, I need to change this location, right? Okay, how many of you guys you think I should change this position? Because we're about to talk about business. We're about to talk about very serious business here today, and I don't want you guys to look at this face, to look at this picture, and you're depressed simply because of the background. Better to change. All right. So people said better to change. Okay, guys, just give me like 2 minutes to 3 minutes. I need to change this background. I need to move to another place. So just hang on for a second. And as you guys are hanging on there, let me do this. Just hang on for a second, guys. I'm going to change this, but let me show you this just in case. I want to show you the Adwa Museum in Ethiopia when I was there right before the opening, and I want to show you some other few videos before I come back. All right, this is one of my projects I did when I was in Ethiopia, so I'm gonna show that as I'm changing the location of this place. Okay, just hang in there, guys, for a second. All right, TikTokers as well, please hang on there for a second. Let me. I did not go live here on Instagram as well. Okay, Instagram as well. Just hang on there for a second, guys. I'm gonna be back. Let me change the location. I realized that this is very depressing. Just hang on for a second. All right, guys, here we are at the Science and Technology Museum. I'm ready to do this. Let's go. To all the people, Ethiopians, Africans, no matter who you are, my call is that we need to focus on the light. Darkness has no power. Darkness has no power at all. Like darkness, it has no power. Why? If you're in the deep darkness, all right, you don't see anything. You don't see where you're going. You don't see what is next to you. And then you just turn light. Pop! In 1 second, that darkness disappears. So do you understand the importance of light in the midst of darkness? This is to tell you that, guys, in the midst of darkness, there's these bright moments that happen, and our job is to focus on that. Sometimes, there'll be a time we'll talk about the issues and everything and the struggles that are happening and how can we get over this, and there'll be a time that we channel our energy and we channel our hearts to something good that is happening, to look on the bright side. So Museum, 0 kilometer project. I'm right here. we sweat blood and tears to make sure that our people are independent. And this is the symbol of that. Hey guys, welcome back to SNOA, Swahili Nation One Africa. I hope right now you guys are feeling less depressed, a little bit, and feeling better. I had to change the location to be right here, but I'm really grateful for everybody who is joining, man. So before I begin this session, I just want to raise a word of prayer a little quick, and then we're gonna begin. God, I thank you for today. Thank you for allowing us to come here, to meet here, to share, to talk about Africa, to talk about these two countries we love. Rwanda and Congo. God, we pray that until the end of this session, we'll be able, God, to capture your wisdom. And most importantly, we're praying for peace, Congo, that God, there will be peace. Let there be peace. And us, as we choose and decide to be part of this movement, we pray that we'll be used to bring about that peace to our people. I keep all these things in your name. Amen. All right, guys. So welcome. If you're joining here right now, please let me know where you're joining from, and if you can share this link with somebody, it's gonna be amazing. As I told you guys in our previous videos, that I'm actually right now on the move. I'm not home. We are actually visiting one of African countries. So I'm very excited. We're not there yet, but we are on the way. We're very excited, and you guys will be able to find out very soon where we are at. And if you're in those countries, then we'd love, if you're in that country, then we'd love to connect with you. We'd love to see you. Yeah, we're not gonna be there for a long time, but we're gonna be there for a couple days. And when we get there, you guys will know. And I cannot wait to connect with everybody. So please like this stream and share. If you can join the membership, do so. If you can, join Patreon, please do so. It is very important for the work we are doing here, for you guys to stand with us and also to help us out. All right, so I am here today because I want to talk about Congo and Rwanda. This is a topic that has been in my heart. Congo, Rwanda, Ethiopia, Somalia. But today specifically, I will talk about Congo and Rwanda. This is something that is really in my heart. And that is because I have a strong conviction about what is happening in Congo. And I have very strong conviction about the stories we hear, about the popular opinion that we hear all the time, we see on media, all we've been talking about. I have a strong conviction about that something is not, is not the way it is, or it's not the way that we think. You might, it's a conviction. So, if you tell me that to show you the evidence, I'm not going to be able to show you the evidence, but I'm looking at the few series of events and few things that are happening, and I think that this is very odd and it's very off. And I think for the people of Africa like me and you, it's very important for us to be awakened, to be very vigilant, and to be very awake, especially during the time like this, because nobody wish well for Africa. And if we as Africans are not wishing well for ourselves, then we are not in we are doomed. All right. We're not gonna see the Africa we want for the next generation, for our kids, and for the for a few years to come. So we must be very smart. We must be very thoughtful. We must be very critical with all the informations we receive, and especially in the media. And also, we must not easily trust. I say this because people you trust the most are the people that most of the time they might betray you, and you don't see where it comes from. Usually that's how it comes. So we must be very very critical with ourselves and with our opinions and everything that we see. And that's why a lot of videos that I've been releasing these days has been pointing towards that. And I've been receiving a lot of criticism because of that. And not to take away the pain that the people of Congo have been going through for over 3 decades. I love Congo. And Congo is Africa. And I want the best for Congo. I want the best for Africa. And that's why I'm doing what I do. Right? And the same way that I love Congo, the same way I love Rwanda, the same way I love Tanzania, the same way I love Kenya, Ethiopia, Somalia, the same way I love the entire continent of Africa. All right. And I released a video the other day expressing my thoughts, why I think what is going on is very off. Let me just start by saying this, guys. Most of us, we know M23. that are operating in Congo. But do you know that there's more than 120 different armed groups that are working against the government of Congo, that are actually killing people in Congo? One M23 is only one organization that we hear a lot about it. We see a lot of news about it. Everybody, we listen, we hear about it every single day. But there is 120 different armed groups. Let me say that again. We only hear about one armed group, M23, but there is 120. And let me ask you this. What are all these different groups? Who is supporting these groups to operate and to do the work they're doing? So if in a single country you have more than 120 different armed groups, then you must realize that something is wrong. And not only something is wrong, perhaps something is right. You know what I'm saying? Because every time when we see this thing, we might think that something is wrong, but sometimes something is right. Right? But what we get to hear, what we get to see on the news is about M23. That's why we hear, we listen every single day. All right? You hear about Al-Shabaab, you hear about Boko Haram, you hear about ISIS, and you hear about M23. Right? And as days goes on, the news, the media is keep promoting this group. You know, let me say this. The matter of fact, we people that are working in the media, sometimes we promote these organizations, we promote these terrorist group because we talk a lot about them, we give them a lot of airtime, and people are scared about it. But let me tell you this, in Congo right now, there's more than 120 different armed group, actually 120 armed group. But we don't get to hear about the rest of armed group, and we don't get to hear who is supporting them, who is behind them. All right. I say this, that last year we were here. Actually, I did live stream. I did video. The president of Congo, he officially refused to renew the contract between Congo and UN, United Peacebreakers, MONUSCO. He decided not to renew it because he said, you guys have been here for a long time and nothing is changed. Everything is the same. The matter of fact, things have been getting worse because of your presence. And I always say this, that in order for them, for these international organizations and for the Western countries to be relevant in Africa, there must be a crisis in the continent. There must be a war, there must be a conflict, there must be a chaos in the continent for them to be relevant, for them to work, for them to operate. Because they don't operate the places where there's no crisis. There must be crisis in here for them to operate. If there's no crisis, you're not going to hear them. They want crisis to be here. They want division to be here. They want instability to be here in the continent for them to be relevant, for them to be heroes again. You see, everywhere that they shine, there must be a crisis. If it is Ukraine or Russia, if it is Israel or Palestine, there must be a crisis for them to shine. And now in Africa, not now, it has been here for a long time, but this thing about eastern side of Africa and this thing that is happening right now between Congo and Rwanda, and it's more than what we hear. And we cannot be too naive to react based on our emotions. We cannot be too naive to just respond and to just believe whatever that the media is telling us. We need to see the facts. We need to look at it and we need to think beyond that. All right. There's not only M23, there's more groups than that. And the only group that a lot of people and the media is talking about Rwanda funding them is M23. Why? Because they're related historically. Historically, these are Rwandese, the people from there. So everybody and the media and everything is pointing back to Rwanda. But let me tell you this, that there's 119 other armed groups that they're not talking about. Who is supporting them? Who is helping them? I'm not saying that these guys are not being supported. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying we need to look at all the facts. We need to look at all these armed groups and we need to look at how they're operating. Because how are you going to know that this is M23? They've done this work. And what about 119? Who is supporting them? What if, you know, I don't know. These are just my thoughts that I'm thinking right now in my mind. This in a single country. Maybe I should say this. Why are these groups operating in Congo? I'll tell you the very basic reason that everybody knows. The wealth of Congo is over $2 trillion. And you guys knows that. You know that. You know who is always in the business of rich countries. You know who is always in the business of African countries. You know who is always there to pick up the pieces. Who is always there to cause chaos in order for them to be benefited. You know who is always there. It's not something to start investigation. You guys, you know it. You know. So if Congo is the richest country in the world, and its wealth is over $2 trillion, the economy of United States and Europe combined together, then you know that the Western countries, they're interested in Congo. It did not start today. It started a long time ago when the king, Leopold II of Belgium, he decided to come to Congo. That's when it started. And it did not stop then. After Congo received her own independence, it did not stop there. That was just the beginning of new different kind of system. You have MONUSCO came here for almost 20-something years, but peace has not yet been brought to Congo because obviously they were not in Congo to bring peace. You cannot tell me that they failed to bring peace to Congo. No, that's not the case. They were there to bring chaos. And Congo government realized that a couple months ago, and they refused to renew the contract with UN MONUSCO. And what happened? Right now, as I'm saying, on April, they're supposed to be finished. Everybody to leave Congo to go back to their own countries. And I said this, that, I was looking at the news and they say that, things are getting worse right now in Congo. We don't know what's going to happen after UN leave Congo. We don't know what is going to happen. What are they saying actually? Because, there's two kind of things. You have to look at what they're saying on TV, and you have to think about what is going on behind the scene. Because most of the time what they express is not really what's going on behind the scene. We know these people. We know Western media. They always flip things up. If they say A, the answer is B. If they say B is enemy, well, A is the enemy. If they say this is the friend and this is, you know exactly what they're talking about. And we cannot be too naive to be divided simply because United States and France has said this. We cannot be too naive to start accusing one another, to start pointing fingers one another and jeopardizing the peace of the continent, peace of the continent, peace of the continent, simply because we believe otherwise. I'm not here to claim that there's not something that is going on behind the scene. I know things are going on behind the scene. But I hate it when these conflicts happen in Africa to divide us. I hate it when the product of what is happening is to divide our people. Guys, even the scripture says, you shall know them by their fruits. You shall know that this tree is good tree by the taste of the fruits. If the fruits are not sweet but sour, then you know that there's a problem with this tree. If the fruits of what is happening in Congo is actually division, not only in Congo, but between Congo and another country in Africa, then you must know that there is different kind of agenda of dividing and conquer. And you must know that if Congo is the richest country in the world, over $2 trillion, you need to know that there are a lot of people, a lot of cases that are interested in Congo. Look at how significant Congo is. Congo is. I don't know why I keep saying Congo. Congo is. Look at the phones. The phone we're using. Coltan, gold, diamond, coal. Man, all kind of minerals you can name right now, you can find them in Congo. So Congo is not just a country that nobody cares about. No, Congo is the country that everybody is interested in. And in order for them to take control, of this country, there must be a chaos. What I'm trying to say is this, that kicking United Nations peace breakers a couple months ago, and they are supposed to leave the country by April, all of them, and now things are going bad. You know, what does that tell you? Tells you that they're going to be needed to come back to manage the situation. Because if war break out between two different nations, United Nations, they will be here. They're going to be like, okay, this is our mission now. We cannot leave. We need to maintain the situation. No. They're not going to leave forever. They will be there. They must create a chaos to be relevant. Okay, if you're saying, okay, this is just conspiracy theory, why are you saying this? You don't have any evidence. Let me tell you this. Why everywhere you are, there's a chaos? Your job, your mission, listen, your mission is to bring peace. But why you're not bringing peace? Why Why, where you are, there's a war? Why war has to follow you wherever you are? Why? Why chaos has to follow you wherever you are? And who are you to point fingers to other African country? Who are you to say that I'm condemning you for what you involved yourself in? How many wars have you involved yourself? How many people have been killed in the continent because of your involvement? And today, you know what I hate is this, that it doesn't matter how sad we feel. It doesn't matter what kind of situation we're in, but we cannot allow these people to divide us. Let us divide ourselves. Let us deal with our own issues. But we cannot allow them point fingers at us and us getting that and be like, yes, I say this before, that man, I'm not stopping you from believing whatever you want to believe. But I'm telling you, don't believe because the West has said it. Don't believe because the US has said it or France has said it. They know it, man. In order for things to get out of hand, they need to be involved. Now, you know what we say? We say that no. Not just Congolese, they say Rwanda is involved, but even US, they say that. Even France, they say that. Right? We know what they have. We know what they want. US, you guys, you know that US is always after their own interest. If they see that you're not somebody that you can give them what they need, they're going to shut you down anytime. I give all the time the example of Muammar Gaddafi. He was a threat to them. He did whatever that he wanted to do. He wanted to unite continent. He wanted to bring a single currency. He was actually funding African Union. A lot of people believe that African Union is just extension of European Union. Because who is funding African Union is European Union. So what are they working for? Are they working for us or European Union? They're working for them. That's why in the African Union Summit, 6 countries in Africa were not invited there. But colonizers were there. France were there. European were there. Chinese were there. They were there in the African Union Summit. What do you want them to work for? Who do you want them to work for? Until when are we going to give power to these people? Until when are we not going to realize that we need to stand for ourselves? We need to protect our own. We need to stand by ourselves. We need to let nobody divide us, because that's the only rule they use during colonization. Divide and conquer, divide and rule. They divide the situation. After they divide, everybody's, is choosing their own sides. That's why you have Somalis picking their own side with Turkey and United States and calling Ethiopians enemies. You have Rwanda and Burundi, you have Rwanda and Congo right now. Congolese, they don't want to hear anything about Rwanda because of their involvement in what is going on. And then you have United States, France accusing Rwanda that you guys are being involved. You need to get out of there. Stop doing this. Stop doing this. Let me ask you this, man. What are you going to say about 119 other armed groups? Who is supporting them? Guys, who is supporting them? Rwanda, when you look at the country of Rwanda in Africa, the pride of this continent, man, is Rwanda. I don't say that everything that Rwanda is doing is right. But that country, they call that country the Singapore of Africa because of what it went through in 1994 and what they had to do until right now, man. Something has been done right to that country. That's why they're not where they used to be. They're not where they used to be, Rwanda. The country that over 1 million people were killed because of the genocide, also because of the divide and rule. Belgium, that's what they did. They divided by favoring one group of people over another group of people. They caused the genocide. They started that genocide. Because I'm telling you, man, do not expect them, Westerners, to come and to kill your people in your own country. Okay, they do that sometimes. They did that in Burkina Faso, those guys, French troops. And they did that in Rwanda. United Nations peacebreakers, they kill a lot of people, over hundreds of people. They killed them over 20 years. They killed them, guys. Do you know that? I did that news every time here. Whenever they kill them, and you know what they call it? They say collateral damage. They kill them blankly. Now you have people accusing Rwanda that is arming these people. but they actually killed our people on the spot. As a result, the government kicked them away, and the people stood there and said, we don't want you in our country. They killed them in the daylight. And they say that we just wanted to threaten them. How can you threaten them? By shooting right at them. You threaten them by shooting on the air or shooting on the side, but you shoot at them and you say, we just wanted to scare them. It's a collateral damage. It was by mistake, and nobody held them accountable. United Nations peacebreakers, they killed a lot of people in Congo. Nobody held them accountable until tomorrow. Why? Because they're there for peace peacekeeping mission. So whoever they kill, they just stand on their ways. They're there. They're justifying their action by their mission. And they're not even doing their mission. They're doing the opposite of that. You can never justify killing of our people and you say that you're bringing peace. That is not peace. You're bringing chaos. Who held them accountable? Why we're not accusing them? Why now we have to accuse our fellow African brothers, our fellow African countries? Why do we have to do that? 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 Are we naive enough? We forget that who are we really in fight of? Who are we really in who are we really fighting with? Have we forgetting that? Have we forgetting the colonialism? Have we forgetting that? Are we forgetting that? Are we forgetting who is real enemy? Are we forgetting that Africans today in the 21st century, are we going to afford to look at each other and call each other enemies and killing one another in 21st century? Today, are we going to afford to do that? Today, are you choosing really to accuse Rwanda for what is happening in Congo? Today, you're choosing that. That is your choice. That is what you choose. That is what you choose. That is not bringing peace to Africa. That is bringing division, and it's a very dangerous road to take. Because we are. Let me tell you this, guys. Let me tell you this. The real enemies and really threats, they don't look like enemies. They look like friends. And most of the time, those people you think that they're your enemies, they're actually not. So don't fool yourself into think that USA and France, they're on our side. They're on the side of Congo. No, they're not. They have their own interest in Congo. They want something out of Congo. Let me tell you this. Why are they accusing right now Rwanda? Why? Because they want a war. When they actually say that you should stop, no, they mean that you should continue. They want Africa to hate one another. Let me tell you this, guys. Let me tell you this. The only way to conquer Africa, the only way to conquer Africa is by dividing Africa. Let me say that again. The only way West is again and again winning over Africa is by dividing Africa. You can never fight Africa and win if they won. 1.4 billion people. How are you going to fight them? I don't care whether you're Chinese or you're Americans or you're Europeans. I don't care who you are. I don't care. You are not going to be able to fight Africans if they stand together. The only way they conquered Congo a long time ago, they divided them. The only way they conquer the entire continent of Africa is by dividing them. The only people that realized this during colonialism, it was Ethiopians. Menelik II, the king at that time. People, they did not care what tribe they were in. They came together as one nation and fought those bastard Italians. They fought them so hard. They kicked them so hard twice, and they were never colonized because they did not agree to what they said about each other. Yes, today, Ethiopia, it has a lot of internal problem with ethnicity, tribalism. They have a lot of issues. But when it comes to the nation and another nation, they always stand together. The only way to conquer Africa is by dividing Africa. That's why I'm telling you, man. Don't think for a second United Nations peace breakers are here to bring peace. No, they're here to divide. It's always a case about one country and another country. They love it. They love it. They love it and they want it to happen. Because that is the only way they keep their peace. They will come and try to manage the situation, but in reality, they're not managing the situation. They're making it worse. Africa, if you want to handle with the issue of Congo, first and foremost, we need to close our ears and our eyes from the Western influence. We need to look in the inside. And we need to handle it as like brothers. So with all being said that, we wrote a letter. Everybody who is watching here, I want you guys to go on my Twitter account, Mika Chavala. Go to my Twitter account. I share this letter. I want you guys to retweet it. I want you guys to tag the president of Rwanda and the president of Congo. I want you to tag and I want you guys to share everywhere. We wrote an open letter to the Republic of Rwanda and Republic of Congo. Why we're writing this letter? Because we know the agenda of dividing our continent by accusing one country of another country, and we do not believe in that. We do not subscribe to that. I do not subscribe that Rwanda is the enemy of Congo. I do not subscribe that. I know Congo, you have been going through hell, but I do not and I will not subscribe to that. I know one thing, that wherever there's a division, there's a devil. And devil in this place is not the one you think of. You might not understand me today. And I said this before. If I am wrong about what I'm saying today, if I am wrong and the truth come out, I'll come here and confess my wrong. We wrote a letter. I'm going to read this letter to you guys. I shared everywhere. We shared on YouTube community tab. I shared on my LinkedIn page. I shared on Twitter. You know, I shared everywhere. And I want you guys to go to retweet it. Because we want this word to reach to these leaders. War cannot happen. We cannot afford war to happen right now. I'm telling you, even if you're Congolese, you guys have been through war for over 3 years. Over 3 decades. I know you don't want war. Nobody wants war in Africa. We are forced to go on a war. We don't want these conflicts for our families. We don't want it. So I want to ask everybody here, if you really, really wish the best for Congo, you wish the best for Africa, I want you guys to go and to share this letter. I'm going to read for you guys here, and I want you guys to go to retweet. I want you guys to copy it. We release it publicly, so you can copy it, you can share. We want this letter to reach to our leaders. African Union, to Republic of Rwanda and Republic of Congo, to Paul Kagame of Rwanda and Felix of Congo. And let me read it for you guys. If you haven't seen it, please go right now and access it. I'm going to read it for you guys. Open letter. To the urgent attention of heads of states, Republic of Rwanda and Democratic Republic of Congo. Let me put this here. Greetings of peace and blessings to you and the people of DRC, Congo, and Rwanda, respectively. We extend our gratitude for choosing and your commitment to lead our brothers and sisters towards growth, prosperity, and intercultural harmony. Your Excellencies, this is for two presidents. Call to your administrations are recognizing the principle of peaceful coexistence, unity, and growth, which are key pillars to economic development for all our African brothers and sisters in the East African, SADC communities, and Africa as a whole. A statement leading the sovereign nations of DR Congo and Rwanda, the oath of office taken resonates with being conscious of your responsibilities before the almighty sovereign nation and commitment to building a state governed by the rule of law. Swahili Nation, One Africa, stands for a united Africa in diversity. As Africans, we deeply acknowledge that our diversity is and has always been our strength, even though this diversity has constantly been used as a weapon against us to divide and rule by colonial masters. We at Swahili Nation, One Africa, affirm and reaffirm the principles of unity in diversity because we are one people, Africans. Africa has failed several times in the past because leaders and their constituents are sometimes driven to pick sides arising from disagreements. The wrong outstanding conflicts in the Eastern DR Congo has been and remain a great concern to us at SNOA, the East and SADC regions, and Africa as a whole. possibilities of spillovers and the massive influx of refugees are being witnessed by neighboring countries and threatening the socio-economic progress of the region. Inclusive peace is vital to solving this rift permanently. Your Excellencies, we need unity. Military interventions in civil strife has never been the best solutions to war. Without togetherness, Africans shall continue to be subjected to manipulation, humiliation, and resource-cursed conflicts by external forces. As young Africans, we are exhausted of conflicts across our continent, which are constantly depriving us of the economic opportunity to thrive and build our countries like our fellow young people in the USA, Europe, Asia, and elsewhere. Your Excellencies, we are therefore pleading with you to resolve your differences amicably through dialogue as diligent African statesmen and find a lasting solution towards silencing those guns in Eastern DR Congo and the Great Lakes as a whole. We know you can do it for the sake of suffering women, children, soldiers, and young adults seeking to be part of the economic solutions to the high unemployment rate among youth in Africa. As Africans and elders, we cannot afford to repeat the mistakes of the past, but learn from these and secure a better future for the next generation. Many intermarriages have occurred between Congolese and Rwandese. The two countries therefore remain co-joined, and we must accept this harsh reality as Africans that we are related. This goes the same for the rest of Africa as a continent. We are one people, interconnected in one way or another, and need to work together for the prosperity of our continent. Honorable President Felix Tshisekedi and Honorable President Paul Kagame, we urge you to pull the trigger for economic emancipation and open cross-border doors for young Africans eager to offer our skills for the growth and development of our region. We sincerely desire to learn from both countries, DR Congo and Rwanda, how best to manage our vast resources effectively and be involved through reconciliation and unity in regional economic development for the benefit of our people. As Africans and one people, we stand with you and sincerely thank you for considering our urgent plea to you for reconciliation and unity. Your Excellencies, thank you for serving the people, and we look forward to an affirmation. Yours in service, SNOA. So if you haven't seen this letter yet, I've shared this letter on my social media, on our social media. Kindly go take this letter and share. Share with our friends and tag them. We want the president of Rwanda, President Paul Kagame, to see it. Want the president of Congo to see it as well. So what is all about this letter? This letter is basically saying that we as Africans and young people, we are tired of picking the sides. We are tired that we constantly have to be in the middle and we need to pick who to love and who to hate, who to condemn and who to celebrate, who to call a hero and who to call a villain. We're tired of that. We don't want to be in that position. We as Africans, we want one Africa right now. We want a united Africa, we want unity. And we as a citizen, we as a people of Africa, we want unity so bad. And we cannot see that unity if our leaders are not holding hands together, if we're not holding each other, if we're not standing with one another. If the leadership system is broken, then the people will be broken as well. And we know this is about politics. And we cannot let politics divide us as a people. So we are pleading to the leaders that please make peace with one another. Let's forget about all these threats that are going on social media, or hate speech that are going on here and there. Let's forget about that. and let's bring our people together. Leaders, you have responsibility to bring our people together. And we say this, that people who are being affected are women, children, soldiers, because we always forget soldiers. But I'm telling you, these soldiers who are dying, they don't like to die. They don't want to die. They leave their families. They want to go back to their families. And sadly, man, when you call like SADC troops to go there, they're there, yes, to fight against all these armed group. But the thing is, civilians are being killed too. So we cannot celebrate. We cannot say this is the right move to take. Wherever there's a war, just know that innocent lives are going to be wasted, including soldiers, because they're innocent. So the best option is no war. No war is the better option. And I see, man, I don't know, man, but I see it is possible to stop what is going on in Congo if these two leaders come together in harmony, true harmony. Stop accusing one another. You're the leaders of the country. Sit down and talk with one another. Sit down and conversate with one another for the sake of the peace of the country. Talk with one another. You can swallow your pride. Swallow your pride. Look at the innocent lives. Let me tell you this. Whether you are involved or you're not involved, but if in your regime people are dying, you are killing them. You are a leader. You are supposed to protect them. And if they're being killed, you are responsible for their lives. Because that's what leaders are supposed to do, to bring about peace. If you're not bringing peace and people are dying, you are responsible. You must figure out the way out. You must be responsible with the lives of people that are being wasted. And with that, you cannot afford to have pride. You should know when to respond. You should know when to stay quiet. And this is not a time to stay quiet, because if we stay quiet, somebody else is going to speak on our behalf and accusing us as well. So leaders, this is your opportunity to make things right for the next generation. And we as young Africans, we want you guys to make the right decision. So family, everybody who is watching here, we have 50 people watching here. We have people on TikTok. We have people on X and everywhere. Please go and copy that. Go and take that later on our social media and reshare that later. Please reshare everywhere. We want them to see. If you don't know what to do, that is one thing you can do. If tomorrow when we wake up, we hear that the president of Rwanda and the president of Congo, they're meeting for dialogue, then it's a beautiful news. And I believe it's going to happen. But we need to push. And we need to show how serious we are. We are not just here to talk. We are taking actions. And let me tell you this. Writing these open letters and sharing them with them, it's not an easy thing. Because you basically show them that I am the target and here I am. And you're doing this. But the only way for us to achieve what we want is if you guys, you hold our hands and we hold our hands together and we make this happen. We need to be one voice. One Africa, one voice. I see a bright future for Congo, but only if Africa stands together alone, reject the Western influence, and save Congo. It is possible. It is possible. It is possible. It is possible it is possible to stop what is going on in Congo. What divide Africa? What kills Africa is the division. Nyerere said in 1993, without unity, there will be no future for Africa. Also, he said this in his speech. I love this word that he said. He said, unity will not make us rich, but it can make it difficult for African people to be disregarded and humiliated. He says this, we want peace, not because we want to be rich. We want unity, not because we believe that unity is going to make us rich. No, we want unity because we believe that when we are united, it's going to make it very difficult for other Africa and African countries to disregard us and to humiliate us. That's what he said. That's why we want peace. That's why we want unity. And he also said this. Look at this. This is another thing Nyerere said. Only with unity can we be sure that Africa really governs Africa. That means without unity, we're not sure who is governing Africa. We're not sure who is leading Africa. We're not sure who is protecting Africa. So without unity, guys, there will be no future for this continent. And we all know that. And we must realize that. And we must do it as soon as possible. Otherwise, I'm afraid, and I am concerned. No, I don't like using the word I'm afraid, but I am concerned that we're not going to see the future we want for this continent. Thank for everybody who is joining. And I'm going to read some of your comments and then I'll be signing off. I appreciate everybody who is joining, and I appreciate also your thoughts. If you guys are against what I say, feel free to comment as well. I respect your thoughts. I respect your stand. Let me read some of your comments. There's a lot of comments. I might not be able to read all of them, but I'll read some of them just to know that, this session is not just about me, but it's about both of us. Somebody say, tell Kagame to stop being a puppet of the West. He's killing people in DRC to please a white man. All right. These are things that I'm talking about. These are things that I'm talking about. Congo need to do a meeting with the M23 and work together to bring back the refugees in the country and bring peace. Perhaps that's one of the things that has to be done. Perhaps. Because I don't know what is M23 demands, but mind you guys, there's not only M23, but there's 120 different armed groups. But we only know about M23. There's other armed group that we don't know in the single country. African should reject the West in one voice. Absolutely, Kenneth. That's what I'm saying here. We should stand with one voice. EAC is funded in part by partners, and Turkey, Belgium, etc. is among the funders of EAC. So is the EAC a sales agent? Whoever feeds you controls you. So if we are not feeding ourselves, somebody else is feeding us, then we are not really in control. We're not really in charge. They want the strong men in East Africa out. We should not allow the West to achieve this. Gaddafi should be the last. Absolutely. That's what I'm saying. When you look the country of Rwanda, you realize that a lot of things that are doing it right. A lot of things that are happening in Rwanda is not the same thing in Africa. The system in that country is very different. It's really good. And that just to tell you that something is being done right in that country. So when we see these attacks, we exactly know what is happening. I said this the other day, that maybe they just decided that they should stop him, and we cannot barge into that, propaganda. It's not going to end well with us. In Africa, they say that dirty clothes are washed in the family. Let's learn how to apply it in practice. Yeah. No, there are there to support the genocide in Congo. SADC need to stop supporting Congo. The whole Africa need to stop the Kinshasa government. I don't know if I would say that, but stopping government, that's another thing. You're talking about the coup, and I'm not suggesting that. Somebody say you're dreaming. Well, I'm living the reality right now. Hendrik says Kenyans are about to come back home in boxes by going to Haiti. They don't speak Haitian, Creole, or French. They're not welcomed in the land. All right, it's talking about Kenya and Haiti. Okay, guys, there's a lot of comments here. I cannot go through all of them, but I appreciate the passion. I wonder, Mika. Oh yeah, Mwendatezi. I appreciate, man. Mwendatezi, it's good to see you, man. It's been a while. I wonder, Mika, if this is obvious to us, why is it not obvious to the leaders? I've asked myself that question a lot of time, and I only came up with one answer, that perhaps it's the pride. Perhaps it's the pride. Just a pride. And some of the leaders that we have in Africa, they're not really for Africanism. They're not really for one Africa. So they care much about their country, and they don't care about the rest of they don't care about other country. They don't care about unity. So as long as we do good in our country, that's more than enough. And I think that's kind of mindset that we should not have at all for our country and for our continent. We should always think about the rest of 54 different countries. Sakarie Abdulada, I appreciate you, man. I see you're very, your tone is very negative here on TikTok, but I see you. I think you wanted me to recognize you. I recognize you right now. I recognize you, Mike. Let me ask you this, Sakarie. Let me ask you this. Why do you think that is the case? Just tell me one reason. Why do you think that's the case? Because if I was fake, man, I'll be burning you right now here on my TikTok, but I'm just gonna leave you there to get a little bit of airtime, man. Maybe you need a little bit of followers there. Anyways, guys, bro, okay. I love advice. So I see Lisa here say, bro, I have advice for you. We have people who understand the history of the East. They should give you a good understanding of the history. You need to understand that this issue started in 1885. Lisa, do you know where I'm coming from? Do you really think I'm going to sit here, talk about these things, if I do not know the history? I only share these things because I know the history. And I'm careful enough to know that in order for us not to repeat the same history that happened to Africa, then we must stop accusing one another. We must stop picking sides. We must stop entertaining division in the continent, because that's what brought colonialism in Africa. So I'm only sharing this because I know the history, and I know what happened to Africa, and I know what happened when Africans are divided, and I know what happened when we value Western's opinion than our own opinions. I know what's going to happen. So thank you for the advice. And I'm from the East, by the way, and I know the history. Yes, there are other different things. Oh, okay, where is that? There's other different arm more than, but M23 is there to bring peace. We have been refugees for about 30 years now. I myself never had a chance to see my country. I was born a refugee, and we're still refugees. I don't know. I don't know what you mean by saying that they're there to bring peace, because I don't see peace right now. And if it involves more than 6 million Congolese being chased away from their own countries and to live in other countries, that's not peace. Does that look like peace for you? And we have more than 7.9 Congolese being chased away from their country. And also we have 6 million Congolese died for those 3 decades. That doesn't seem like peace for me. So if it's peace, this is what I'm talking about. Peace is this one, the letter we wrote. Now this is peace. For leaders to sit down to talk and to see how they can bring about peace in the country. Unity means different things for different groups. The Moravian group, the Casablanca group, I know that, division and perspective still exist. Unity is a word that means many things, unfortunately. Yes, but you all know that the group that believed otherwise, including Nyerere, was part of that group, but later on they came to agree with Kwame Nkrumah. Excuse me, guys. This guy here on TikTok, I'm just laughing so bad because he's just very passionate, and he don't even know where I'm coming from. This is really good. You don't know the history of Congo and Rwanda. You only know the history of Kenya and Somali Al-Shabaab. You see, people, they don't even know where I'm coming from. I love this. Farouk, Dre, I am from actually Africa. So I know the story of Congo and Rwanda. I know it. I know what happened in 1996. I know what happened in 1998. I know what happened in 1999. I know what happened in 2000. I know. I read it again and again and again. I read it. I know it. I know what happened. I know, what was so called Democratic Republic of Congo. I know what was called Zaire later on. I know what later on to become, again, DRC. I know it. So don't just assume. And again, I say, man, I'm not here to prove to you how much I know about the history. You might know the history more than I do, but whatever the case, we can agree in one thing: that unity is the most important thing, and we cannot allow anybody to come and to divide us. Full stop. He wants Nicole Ilunga. He wants to hide it, but he's supporting Kagame. All right, okay, guys. Okay, let's say this. Nicole, I don't know if you've been here for so long time. Do I look to you like somebody who hides what I support? Do I look like someone who hides what I believe in or what I support? If you watch my videos, if you watch my analysis, then you know that I'm not hiding anything. I'm not hiding that I support Kagame. I support Kagame. I support Congo. I support Rwanda. I support Congo. I support Felix. I support Kagame. I support the entire continent of Africa. And I support them enough to write this letter to them, wanting them to come together and to bring their people together. I don't want this rage in here. Why all the hate is, with one person? Let me tell you this, guys. Let me tell you this. So do you think, you guys who think that Kagame is the problem, do you think if Kagame is gone today, the issues in Congo will stop? Let me ask you this. Do you think that today, if Kagame disappears, the issues in Congo will stop? Do you really think that? Do you really think that is the case? Let me know. Do you really think that if Kagame is no longer there, do you think that issues in Congo will stop? Come on, guys. We can't be that naive. That's what the West wanted us to think about Muammar Gaddafi. They wanted us to think that if they kill him, Libya is going to get better. But see Libya right now, it's worse than where it used to be. Libya never had debt. It had reserve of gold, a lot of gold. Libya was one of the richest country in the world. I'm telling you, when Gaddafi was there. And he was funding African Union. But what happened after they killed him? What happened afterwards? What happened afterwards? I'm not that naive, man. I'll tell you this again. The reason why I'm sharing this message to you and with you is to tell you this, that we can't be divided right now. Africa, we are strong together. If the president of Congo, Felix, the president of Rwanda, Kagame, they are all on the same page, Africa is the most powerful continent. Because you can bring your skills. Congo, you can bring your richness. Rwanda, you can bring your expertise and whatever that you have. And Africa will be untouchable. But the only way is to divide and conquer. I'm telling you, man, we need Rwanda as much as we need Congo in the entire continent of Africa. We cannot divide one another. We cannot accusing each other. We cannot keep doing that. It's not going to bring us anywhere. And I'm telling you, man, the moment, let me tell you this, man. Let me tell you this, man. Let me tell you this. I ask you a question. I ask you a question. Do you think this man that you think that is the problem, if this man is out of the picture, do you think your country is going to be at peace? Do you really think that? Come on, just think about that. Just think about that, man. Just think about that. Just think. Just stop for a second and think. I know the history. I know what happened in the history. But just think for a second. Sometimes you cannot solve things by going backwards. Look at where you are right now and think for a second. What kind of future do you want to have? And think for a second. Come on, man. We cannot be colonized that much. You know, the funny thing about opinions is that what you say, you feel and convicted in your heart that is true. And what I say, I feel and I'm convicted in my heart that is true. I never met Kagame. I never met Felix. I never went to those countries. But I am convicted that something is off with this one. And you can either choose to keep supporting that and see the continent being divided and see many lives being killed, or we can either choose to demand peace for our leaders. That's what I want. That's what I demand. That's what I want, and that's what I demand. Open letter to Rwanda and to Congo for the peace. Right here. I wrote it. Go and share. And you guys who are accusing me here and all those stuff, go and read this letter. Someone who anyways, I know there's a lot of emotions involved in this, but and for those who do not know, we have been talking about Congo here for a long time. You must maybe you might have been saying, this conversation recently, 1 week or 2 weeks, but guys, we started talking about Congo a long time. I had Congolese here. I had a conversation with them. The matter of fact, a lot of my close friends are Congolese. We always play music together. We used to have a band and we always do that. So this thing is dear to my heart. I'm talking about my family here. But I know I cannot pick one of my brother over another of my brother. They're all my blood. Congolese are my blood. Rwandese are my blood. And in this case, when United States and France are involved in condemning one country against the other, I know why they're doing that. At least I know why. You Congolese, do it. It's fine. Congolese, if you're condemning Rwanda, okay, you do it. You're condemning Kagame, okay, do it. You have evidence, you're satisfied, okay, do it. That's okay. Yeah. But I'm here to tell us that we cannot agree with what they say, France and United States, with whatever their vision. Can you imagine the report released by United Nations also condemning Kagame, condemning Rwanda for supporting? You Congolese, you're forgetting the same United Nations MONUSCO that killed Congolese multiple times. Hundreds of Congolese have been killed by MONUSCO, United Nations peacebreakers. Today they're condemning another person. We cannot condemn them. Why they've been there why they've been there in Congo for all the time? They failed to stop them. Do you really think if they want to stop, Kagame, if they want to stop Rwanda from supporting him, do you think they cannot really do that? Why do you think they're not doing that? Why do you think these issues are continuing to happen? Man, come on, think about this stuff, man. Come on, man. The enemy of Africa is not African country. Most of the time, we are being used against ourselves. But the real enemy is right there in front of you. And I'm saying this, and there's people from America, they're watching this, but they yet agree with this. They're supposed to be the one attacking me, not you Africans, not you people in the continent. They should be the one attacking that. Why are you talking about our country that negative? They should be the one to say that. But they don't. They actually agree with what I say. Why? Because they know it. It seems like nice Sayaz in the chat don't even understand what you're saying, Brother Mika. My brother, Reggie, it is very difficult. It is very difficult to, it seems like very difficult to reason with people these days. Personally, when someone, attack me, or when someone accused me of something wrong, I actually, I always go back and I think about myself, what I should have done better. I think about in my situation, did I do everything right? And then I think about the points that I can improve, even if the other person is wrong. I always do that, and that has helped me to be where I am today, because I don't think I'm right. And I share this with you guys, that these are my analysis. I might be right, I might be wrong. But one thing I know, we cannot allow anyone to divide us. And that cannot be the language coming out of our mouth, because you don't want a war to happen. What has been going on in Congo for 3 decades, It's nothing compared to what is about to come if we keep entertaining this division. We cannot entertain this. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm arguing, my fellow Africans. You agree with me? God bless you. Don't agree with me? God bless you too. But we cannot entertain division. So I appreciate you guys. All right. So someone here, Congolese Youth Network, you say M23 is Rwanda, and they back Rwanda as he signed mineral agreement. Okay, let me ask you this, Congolese Youth Network. What are other 119 different armed groups? Who is backing them and who is supporting them? Because they're doing massacres in Congo right now. Who is backing them and who is supporting them? There's a video today I shared, and these minerals that have been taken away from Congo, and this was the speech that was done by Kagame himself. So most of these minerals are being smuggled through Rwanda, and they go somewhere else. They go to Dubai, they go to, Belgium, they go to, German, they go to different countries. So the question is, where they go? Where do these minerals go? And who is sending them there? If I am the one to be accused that the minerals crossed by me, passed by me, why we are not accusing the destination of those minerals? Because these minerals are being stored away from Congo and brought somewhere else. And let me say that I'll say something that you might not like it. If you steal minerals from my country, who to blame? What is the source of that problem? Okay, so let's forget about United States, about France, about Rwanda. Let's forget for a second. Let's talk about this. If you come to my house and you steal my things, who to blame? If I have a house and I have a key and I left the door open and you come, you steal my stuff in the house, who am I going to blame? Am I going to blame the thief who came and stole my stuff? Or am I going to blame the person who left the door open? So we have to agree that the source of this problem is ourselves. I left my house open and somebody came and took advantage of it. And that's why I'm critical with Africans, because the reason why today we are complaining about West and everything, not because they are a problem. No, the problem is us. We have our politicians who are making deals with them and allowing them to come to take things away from our country. We allow them in our house to take our things. And then we start complaining to them. No. We open the doors for them to come and they take whatever they want to take. And we start complaining. No, we cannot do that. No, we cannot do that. We need to be responsible. So where's the problem? Where is the source of the problem? Why? Let me ask you this again. Why am I being stolen? No, we must be responsible, guys. Because that is the first problem. Then second, we're going to deal with the thief. We're going to deal with the thief, but first, let's deal with inside. Does your government work for you? Does your government protect your people? Does your government there for you? Are they working for you? You want me to be real? I'm going to be real. Let's start there, because that's where the problem comes from. If our minerals, if our country is being taken advantage of, whoever that enemy is, why that is happening in my country? Someone, somewhere, that they're not doing their job right. And I'm afraid that someone is your own people. It's your own people. Okay, I'll tell you something, guys. I don't want to go deeper with this because I know too many things. I don't want to go deeper with this. And out of the respect I have for my friends, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that. But I say this: every success and failure in Africa is the result of leadership. If there's a failure in Congo right now, the problem is leadership. Let me say that. Let me say that again. I know Congolese, you're watching this and you might not like it. I'm saying this out of my heart. The failure that is in your country is leadership. The failure that is in Africa is leadership. You can hold your stones today and you can stone me to death. I will tell you the same thing. The failure of Africa is leadership. That's where we begin. That's where everything begins. Because most of the deals that our countries, that our politicians make with them are not for us, but for their belly. So who to blame? These minerals that have been smuggled out of our country, they know it. They know it because they have system in all these mining places that they're taking this mine. Everybody who is stealing this, they know it. The minerals that are getting out of our country, they know it. But why? And most of them, those supervisors are the one who are selling those minerals to these thieves. Whoever thief you're calling out, those are doing it. So who is the problem? Who to blame? Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Come on, man. If you point one finger at somebody, 3 other fingers are pointing back at you. So let's be fair. Let's be fair. This is what I wish for Congolese, my Congolese brothers and sisters, to whom I love you so much. I wish you guys, you hold your government accountable. I've seen the protests that are being done in your country, banning Belgium flag, banning United States flag, protesting in the middle of the United Nations, UN offices, and United States offices. I mean embassies, and kick them away. I've seen it. That's a good thing you're doing. But protest for your own government as well. And I know your government will hate me for this, but let me say this: no, because you know what is the real problem. You know what is the real issue. You know it. Yes, you can kick away United Nations MONUSCO, can kick them away, peace breakers, you can keep them away from your country, but I'm telling you, your issues are not going to settle there. The issue of Congo started after killing Patrice Lumumba. They started a long way before that, but the good leader you had, Mobutu Sese Seko, killed him. People turned against him. Very young leader. And you know what they started after that? Is what we see until today. It's like a curse. No good leadership has come and worked for the people of Congo. No good leadership have come and worked for the people of Africa. No. Since then, since our forefathers. Let me tell you what's the problem. Why are you being stolen? Why all of us, we just badge United States, they say Rwanda. Okay, France, they say Rwanda. And us, we say Rwanda, yes, Rwanda, you. No. Why are they stealing away from you? Why? No, you're not locking your house. Therefore, they steal. Come on, man. We need to take responsibility first before accusing others. Let's take responsibility. Let's be honest, guys. Let's be honest, man. I've seen videos that messed up my psychology for years of Congolese killing each other. I've seen it. I've seen it with an axe. I've seen it. And you know it's happening. This is the failure of the leadership in the country. I know leadership is not easy. I know it. But let's be honest with one another. Before we accuse somebody else, let's start pointing fingers at ourselves. The country that you accuse, I'm not saying everything is right in Rwanda. No. Look at that country where it is right now. Everything that happens, it is because of the failure and success of the leadership. Every failure and every success that you see, it is because of the leadership. And that is the end. That is where everything begins. If we want to be really honest with ourselves, that's where we're going to begin our conversation. And that's why this open letter We have written it to the leaders, heads of state, not to the people, because we know people, they don't have issues. We know Congolese, they don't have issue with Rwandese, and no Rwandese, they don't have issue with Congolese. Head of the states. Let me tell you this. Congo issues, Congo problem did not start with Kagame. I know a lot of people will put blame on that because of the history, 1996, 1998. But Congo problem, they did not start there. They started long way before that. And you know it. You know it, guys. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. If you don't know, go and read the history. You'll know it. I read it. Rwandese kill each other more than Congolese. Yeah, that happened in 1994, Rwanda genocide, but not today. Not today. That's not happening today. That's not happening today, Nicole. That's not happening today. In every country in Africa, people are killing one another. Yes, we know that. But no. No. Not today. Not today. Not today. Come on. Not today. Not today. That's not a problem in Rwanda today. I've never seen people who are united. I've never seen people who do not even think about their tribes, even though they have a harsh history because of what happened in 1994. I've never seen. You know, once I remember one of my friends, my Rwandese friend, when I was in Korea, I asked him, "Which tribe are you coming from?" We almost stopped being friends. We almost stopped being friends. This guy, he got really mad at me. He was like, "Why do you want to know? Why do you want to know? Why do you want to know my tribe?" You know why? Because they do not entertain tribalism. And Nyerere said, it's very sad that in 21st century, we still have people who are riding in the buses of tribalism today. It's not a thing in Rwanda today. And they deserve respect for what they've done, 1994 until right now. Nobody can take that away from them. And they're not killing each other today. They're not. They're not doing everything right. Nobody does everything right. But most of the part, they're doing it right. That's why Rwanda, it is the way it is today. Every single conference right now are being done in Kigali. Do you know why? Because there's so much peace in that city. So much peace. Can walk anytime and not being scared of your life in that city of Kigali. A lot of Africans here, they want to go there to witness what is happening in that city. But most of cities here in the continent, can you walk like that in Kinshasa? Can you walk like that in Dar es Salaam? Can you walk like that in Nairobi? Can you walk like that in Addis Ababa? Can you walk like that in, where? Mogadishu? Or only in Somaliland you can actually walk like that. But in very few places. Yes, exactly. Camille, that's good. Congo problem started with the West. Started with Belgium. Long time ago. That's when things started bad in Congo. When they came, King Leopold II came to Congo to divide that place. And the little Belgium is a very small country and had a limited number of people. But he went there, he saw these Congolese, then a lot of number of people. They have a lot of words. You know what he did? A small country to manage the entire country like Congo. Congo is the size of the West Europe combined. A little country, Belgium, managed to conquer the entire country because of divide and rule. Today you're telling me that problem started with Rwanda? No, come on, man. Come on, own your mistakes, man. Own your mistakes and be responsible. People, they're gonna steal from you. If I walk around with my phone, I'm putting in my pocket like this, do you think people are not gonna steal from me? They're gonna steal it. Do you know why? They're gonna steal it anyways, because I don't know how to keep my things. I don't know how to keep my stuff. They're gonna steal it. Come on, man. You cannot show me gold like this diamond and somebody does not even have a single dollar in a day, and then you expect them to be like angels. No, human beings are not angels. The problem is not who is stealing. The problem is why are they stealing, and who is behind it. You'll find out that perhaps your own people are behind it. Come on, man. You guys, you wanted me to be real. So now this is my real. And I know most of you say I've been sent here, and I got that a lot. There's a time people they say I work for Americans. I'm being paid by Americans. The time I'm being paid by Chinese. The time I'm being paid by Ethiopian government. No, Somali government or Congo or Rwanda. Oh, I get that a lot, man. I get that a lot. But all of these people who believe that they always come back and believe otherwise again, because okay, yeah, Camille, thank you so much. Okay, this Camille, my sister Robinson, he said, "This is the truth. I left the US for Rwanda 2 years ago, and it is very safe." Today you're telling me Rwandese people are killing each other more than no, come on, man. Come on, man. You cannot bring that's why this you cannot bring these stories, cannot bring these things that happened 1994 today. They work their asses off to be where they are, man. These people, they earn where they are. They earn it. You can't take that away from them. And now it's your duty to work on yourself as well, to work on your country. It is your duty, man. It is your duty. Come on. Can't keep blaming one another. Thank you, Reggie. Thank you, Reggie. And I wish, I wish you guys you push my button a lot. I wish, because I'm always keeping real with you guys. And we say this 2024 is gonna be a year of excellence. It means excellence even in communication. We are always brutally honest with ourselves, whether you like it or not. You hate me or you don't. It's okay. It's okay. It is okay. I'm here for my mission, man. I'm not here to be loved. All right. I ain't here to be loved, man. I ain't here to be loved. I'm just here to share the truth and my conviction and my analysis, my opinion. You agree with them? It's good. You don't agree with them? It's all right. Anyways, but I share my analysis, and I know that the vision is to unite the continent of Africa. All right, guys. I appreciate my brother. I appreciate my sister. I appreciate everybody that has joined here today. Thank you so much for the love. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you for those who have joined the membership. I appreciate. Thanks for those who have been, donating. For example, yesterday, one of my sister, she donated something in PayPal, and we're very excited. And we really appreciate, man, for those who are helping us in Patreon, in PayPal, super stickers, super chats. Right now, there's super thanks as well. Actually, when you watch the videos, you can actually super thank. You can actually super thank. So we appreciate that. Actually, Renea Black, you have been the very first one actually to do super thanks. So I really appreciate you. And also, you're a member. Thank you for supporting us. Thank you for standing with us. You can see the mission is not simple. And one of our dreams is to go to all 54 countries. And right now, as I say, guys, I'm going to another country. We are going, and this is the very first time me and my PA, we are going together. So I'm not gonna be going there alone. I'm gonna be going there with my PA, and this is another African country. We're just going there. Honestly, we just want to film that country and just to share experience a little bit in that country, to share that experience and to meet with the people. But I really don't know what is gonna happen. I always love to go with the flow, so we'll see what's gonna happen. But I'm pretty sure that you do not have idea which country we are going to. You have no idea. But yeah, so actually, because of your love and because of your support, because of your commitment, actually, you help us to do that as well. We'll manage to go pretty much to all different countries in Africa because of you guys are being there. So I really appreciate that. Um, thank you so much. The person who receives stolen property is also to be blamed. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. I love that. I love that. Oh, let me see this. Camille, she's saying more likes, 51 people, but 4 likes. Let me see this. You gotta be kidding me. If there's 4 likes, Camille, I'm gonna end right now. I'm not gonna spend a single second. I'm just gonna go to sleep right now. Okay, I'm not doing this to be liked, but you guys, you can encourage me a little bit. But let me see this. If there's, I'm gonna stop right now, right away. A lot of people who do not like what I'm saying, they're gonna love it. They're gonna be like, "Yes, mission accomplished." No, mission is not accomplished at all. Yeah, guys, press the like button. We have 41 actual likes, so that's a good thing. And just keep liking. I know a lot of people have been liking this, so you can actually just press like, more likes, more likes, more likes. It helps us to reach to a lot of people. Oh, TikTok, I really appreciate you guys. You guys have been giving me stickers here and everything, so I appreciate so much, for your generosity, and I appreciate you so much for staying with us here. I appreciate for people from X, Instagram, and YouTube as well, and TikTok. We're actually live in those 4 platforms. Swahili Nation on YouTube, but all other platforms, Mika Chavala. You can stay connected. There's a lot of beautiful content I share there. What I share on YouTube, I also share some of them on our other social media, so you can follow us there, and it's gonna be perfect. On Twitter, the same name, Mika Chavala, and also Swahili Nation. On Instagram, the same name, Mika Chavala Official Swahili Nation, and One Africa Official. And where on TikTok, or only Mika Chavala. We don't have Swahili Nation there yet. Yeah. So guys, I love you so much. Let me just pray a little quick, and then I'll be leaving. God, I thank you for today. Thank you for this session. I thank you for Congo. I thank you for Rwanda. I thank you for my brothers and sisters who have been here. I know through everything that we shared here, the people who love, the people who hate, the people who have been comforted, and the people who have been, maybe their heart are even more broken. Whatever the case, God, we just wish for that peace to be with our people, and most importantly, to get down to what is happening. Well, we pray for the peace in Congo, the peace to our African countries, and for our leaders to actually realize this, to sit down and to bring about that peace, because they have that responsibility to bring peace into this continent. I thank you for giving me strength, and I thank you for giving me wisdom. I appreciate you. I love you. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. All right, guys, thank you so much. I appreciate everybody who has been here. I'll pop up here another time for another live stream. Thank you. Amin. Abdullah Ada Issa, appreciate you. Appreciate. Amen, everybody. I love you guys. How am I leaving you today? Okay, I'll leave you with this. Okay, I'll leave you with this. And yeah, I wanted to leave you something, but I did not see it. Okay. Anyways, let me leave you with this. I appreciate, guys. I love you. See you next time.
So the lie began from the very beginning of time, right? And I can ask you one question right now. What does history tell us you about Africa? Who discovered Africa? If you write right now on Google who discovered Africa, you find out that is one white man that he came and discovered Africa. And you can ask yourself that how can you discover a place that already exists? How can you discover a place that people already live in that place? It is impossible, but that's what the history tells us. That's what people believe about Africa, that it was discovered by a white man. This guy, he came, and then he went back, he gave a report, and then the next we know is colonialism, because those guys, they sat somewhere to divide Africa like a piece of cake, because they discovered it, they own it, it belonged to them. But that is us. We discovered, we're the first people to know. And today you have a lot of people around the world that they think that Africa was discovered by them.
First of all, I think every African should be doing what I do, like everybody, because of who we are, right? We're African. We should love Africa. When I went to South Korea, I realized that Africa is being perceived and viewed very different. I realized that, well, the media, what I see on TV, what people talk about Africa, even my friends, they don't really know about it. It's very negative. It's very negative. That was 2013, and I was like, I must change this. So I started actually there in South Korea. I started to go to schools, to like elementary school, like kindergarten, elementary, middle school, high school. I started to go there. That was like my part-time job. I went to, like in Korea, I went to every single city in Korea. I went everywhere in that country, and I was going to these schools. One day I went even close to North Korea. Like there's this one place called Paju. It's just next to North Korea. Like you see North Korea is there, South Korea is here. I went there and I went to kindergarten. These little kids, and these little kids, when they see you, some of them, they start to cry. They just see you, they say, why are you crying? So I was like, why are you crying? So they're scared. These are little kids, but that's what they have been seeing on TV. That's what, like, sometimes some of them, even their parents teach them like that. What we're trying to do is we're trying to build a new system that is for Africans, it's for us, a new system that it will support us, it will challenge authorities here in Africa, right? And it will challenge as well, it will defend and protect the image and heritage of Africa, right, from outsiders, Westerners, Easterners, and to build pretty much a new system, because before colonialism we had a different system, right? During colonialism we had a different system. After that we're still struggling with this system, right? And our forefathers like Haile Selassie, Julius Kambarage Nyerere, Kwame Nkrumah, Kaunda, and so many others, they tried to build a new system after colonialism that unite all Africans, right, to become one. And they did their part, right? And now they're gone. Nobody's here right now. So it's our responsibility right now as the sons of Africa to actually carry on with that move and that fight. And that's what One Africa is standing for. One Africa is not. Hey guys, 93% of people who are watching our channel, Swahili Nation, have not yet subscribed. Only 7% of the viewers in this channel have subscribed. What does that mean? It means a lot of people are coming in this channel to watch videos, but they do not want to be engaged, to be a part of this family and to support this movement and what we're working for towards One Africa and our generation. So my request to all of you guys, if you really like our content, you like what we're doing here in Swahili Nation, please do me a favor and subscribe to this channel. Don't do just that. Turn on the notification button. Don't stop there. Like the videos we share. Share with your friends. Leave your comments, your opinions, so that we may actually interact in the comment section, know what is happening. If you would like to support us even more financially, you can join the Patreon. The link is below. And also you can join us and become a member of this family. So please guys, do us a favor. When you subscribe, when you like, when you share, you help us to reach to as many people as we can. We want this world to be filled with the positive message about Africa and One Africa, and we want the message to go all across the world. So help us by become part of this family. I love you.
one question right now. What does history tell us you about Africa? Who discovered Africa? If you write right now on Google who discovered Africa, you find out that it's one white man that he came and discovered Africa. And you can ask yourself that how can you discover a place that already exists? How can you discover a place that people already live in that place? It is impossible, but that's what the history tells us. That's what people believe about Africa, that it was discovered by a white man. This guy, he came, and then he went back, he gave a report, and then the next we know is colonialism, because those guys, they sat somewhere to divide Africa like a piece of cake, because they discovered it, they own it, it belonged to them. But that is us. We discovered, we're the first people to know. And today you have a lot of people around the world that they think that Africa was discovered by them.
A journey to one Africa.
Why do I love Africa? I love Africa because I'm African. There is no one else to love Africa except me. There's no one else to protect Africa, to defend Africa, except me, because I'm African. It's my pride, it's my heritage, it's my nature, it's in my blood. I have African blood in me. We might be speaking different languages, we might be like wearing different clothes. Today I look like Habesha here. We might be eating different food, but the fact that you're African and I'm African, I love you. You know, when you go abroad, nobody call me Tanzanian. They call me African. And whatever I do, they don't say Mika did this. They say African. That African guy has done this and that. So I represent Africa. You represent Africa. We represent Africa. That's the reason why we're here today. That's the reason why we should love one another. That's the reason why we should protect one another. That's the reason why we should stand for one another. Because if you fail, I fail. If you don't have peace, I don't have peace. If you die, I die. And if you survive, I survive. And that's what we need. We need people who will love Africa with everything they got. Because out there, nobody loves Africa. And it's my responsibility. It's our responsibility to love Africa, to defend Africa with everything we got. Thank you so much.
We love you, Mika.